All right, well, good morning. And it's been a while since I made any of these videos, so trying to get back at it. As you see, I have been a little busy with new equipment, jobs, things of that nature. This is my new Bobcat E35 with the cab. Got a couple attachments. I got the bar, or the scraper blade, or whatever the Bobcat wants to call it. But I got that instead of the bucket. I figured that I wouldn't really need the tractor as much. I got the 2-foot bucket, and I got a little 12-inch clean out bucket, which I have a job this weekend. You can see I've been using it, cleaning up these areas around here, and then of course it's been raining in North Carolina for a whole week straight, and yeah, I feel like every time I do clean up, it starts raining. So but got this, so far so good. I've rented one before. That's where I got most of the yard done at, and so I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I wanted the cab because I was doing a job, and I don't have the fancy one with the LCD screen, but I do got the hydraulic disconnect and connect, so I ain't got to leave the cab. I'll disconnect it from there. I'll try to show it in the video because I got to load this thing up today. So I got that diverter valve, of course, hydraulic thumb, you know, things that I wanted and needed. AC was a big one. Heat, not so much because I can dress warmer, but it is nice to have. So I went from that to the little Chinese X, and part of that was because I was doing this job, and in mid-July here it was crazy hot, humidity, and yeah, what would have took me probably a day with just that excavator took me about 3 to 4 days to get the job done, plus the little Chinese Mini X, which I still have. I'm trying to sell it right now, but the little Chinese, you know, you got about 30 to 60 minutes worth of work. At that time it was about 30 minutes, and it starts getting hot. It's not good for doing jobs unless you're doing them in your backyard. And then you become a mechanic, a welder, and all this other stuff, an engineer, trying to figure out how to make it work best and cool it down, and none of it really kind of works, but it kind of works. So I got tired of that, went to that. I was going to get the 26, the little smaller one, but it didn't have the hydraulic disconnect, the diverter valve. It wouldn't come with that, so I didn't want to get in and out. So I went a little bit bigger, and I'm not mad at it. But what I ended up having to do is get this trailer here as well. I just bought this, haven't even loaded anything on it. You can tell it's nice and shiny. Brought it back, I think, Tuesday. Daughter moved into college Wednesday, and yeah, so I'm gonna load it today. I got a job tomorrow, get it all nice and loaded. This is the Timpte. I don't know how you pronounce that. Timpte. I'm gonna say Timpte. I think they're out of Nebraska. Don't quote me on that one, but I did see them on the interweb, and yeah, there was an authorized dealer. I found them on Facebook Marketplace. Crazy thing. There was a dealer here. They just got them. They become the first one, I think, in North Carolina. I think there might be one in Charlotte. Not sure. But it's a tilt. I went with aluminum because of the deck and the longevity. So I wanted something that I didn't have to maintain, like deck-wise. I do the normal maintenance, but I wasn't really going with the tilt, even though it was all the craze. But this is the only one they had on the lot. And then I got to thinking about it, and I don't really want to do with ramps and all that good stuff while I'm loading and unloading, because there's another pain in my existence is when I'm not necessarily loading, but it does take me a while with that one. I still got that other trailer. I don't know if I even showed it to you. But I still got that car hauler, but it's just getting the ramps out, loading it up, and all that good stuff. I bought some binders from Harbor Freight. I'll use them today in this video. But I like this because it has the big heavy duty jack. Super simple. but it can hold the weight. I can load and unload like I'm about to do without attaching it to the truck, unlike the car hauler, which it lift up, and plus it's got a small jack on it. Just all around way better, safer, everything. Plus I needed it to carry the load of that excavator. Excavator's like 8,000 pounds, something like that. So I needed that, and of course I still got the tractor, and that's still a workhorse. I need to do some things on it, but I'm waiting for the winter. So I need to, I'll try to start making more videos. I know I keep saying that and everything, but then life gets in the way, and I say that too, but it does, because I got to do stuff on the fly. So anyways, I want to extend the wheels, get the wheel extenders so these back wheels are farther out. When I had the brush cutter on it, these, because I can't have they'll hit. You can see it's already hitting there, I think. Yeah, they kind of rub a little bit. So you can tell by the wheels. But anyways, not a huge deal, but it is a deal to me because I don't want to pay for new tires. So I'll get the wheel extenders, and it'll help just be a little harder to get through the woods. And then yeah, and then this old equipment, I'm gonna clean all this up, but it just wouldn't carry the weight, and it's just getting old, and not really old, but just used. So back and forth being used with the tractor and that little Mini X, and I've already, the tractor scraped with the box blade doing this one job. I was gonna repair it, but then I had another job. I know it sounds lazy of me, but it's still working. So, but it's just little, you can see it right there. You know, I just need to get a whole new little piece of angle iron, but it's real thin. Everything on this one compared to that Timpte is, of course, a lot lighter, a lot cheaper. It's a car hauler. But what I absolutely hated was this jack that it came with. Yeah, I'm sure I can upgrade all that good stuff, but you know, come on. I feel like it's a trailer. You should be able to load and unload without it being attached. You should be able to jack it without breaking your back. So yeah. Oh, there's the other bucket. I haven't even used it yet. I just got this Mini X, I want to say 2 weeks ago. So still working with it. That's why I started in my yard and kind of cleaning up. I got the stump out that was there. That's what this mess is, and got that out and put some of the dirt everywhere and kind of leveled things out with that blade. I was getting used to it, so when I go on this job or the next job, I can have it. But anyways, that's pretty much what I'm going to do today, is load this thing up. I will try to video it. I got to set up the cameras in the cab, so that's why I was saying I'll probably make more videos. Might be them videos that you kind of rock to sleep at, where the equipment's just humming, but I don't know, we'll see. I like playing music in there. I put the DeWalt speaker in there, and I just play music and operate the equipment. So well, we'll see. Either way, I'll put some fancy Fillmore or whatever video thing I use, put some of that nice music in there. But yeah, the thing's a beast. It's dirty, I know. I didn't expect it to rain as much as it did. It's been raining this year like crazy. So but anyways, let me get this video going, and then we will get it loaded, and I'll show you. Hopefully everything works out well. I haven't loaded it yet, so you're about to see what I'm about to see for the first time. Alright, I'm just gonna let this record, see what happens. But gotta watch out for that Buddha boat. be out there today. Dang it. Right there. Soggy bottom, boys. Yeah, overall, great machine. Of course, going from the Chinese to this, it's all smooth, like everybody says. Can't deny it. The other thing that I was looking at was the bigger Chinese PXs, the better ones, I should say, with the cab and AC. And the guy for the same size as this one, I believe, well, it said a 35, but the guy quoted me, they were all popping up, it wasn't just that one guy, but he quoted me almost 30,000. I'm sure when tax and everything else is over, it was right at 30. It was like 29 something, right? Not saying this is close, but it's closer. The finance options were better, the support, everything. So what you're getting for it, you know, especially when you're trying to do a job, that's where it counts. And everybody keeps saying that in all the videos you watch. And just like me, I was like, well, I'm gonna save $1, get a Chinese Mini X because it will work for what I need. It can't be that bad. Well, you're gonna find that you're gonna work on them Chinese Mini X's more than you would use them. Well, that was at least my story. And I'm not really judging by the videos. I'm not too harsh on it, I should say. You know, on any of my equipment. Some people are blowing lines out. I go, well, how the hell do you blow a line out? But this is my first time loading on a tilt, so I'm trying to take it easy. See how crazy it is. Nice. I like it. It's kind of submitted. Anyways, so I would definitely 100% go with this if you are doing a business or you don't really want the hassle of going with doing all the mechanic work, and you need something that's going to work all the time. Bottom line, you got like a lot of property. I'd say Chinese Mini X, you could probably get away with, you know, something like my property if you were just doing it. But even my property, to do most of what I wanted to do. Hopefully that's in the angle, but to do most of what I wanted to do around here, it was taking me a crazy amount of time, effort. You'd break something, like I blew that engine, 2 months after I got that thing. Had to put in the Harbor Freight, went to Harbor Freight, that was the only engine that they had. It's just so much to unload a Chinese Mini X. They just don't have the power with your tracks. Loading is hard on that, like just to get it up a ramp, you know. So there's all these factors. It's basically it's your lawnmower. I mean, it comes with a lawnmower engine in it. That should explain it all. Yes, it could do great things. It dug these trenches out here for the water. It took up a couple stumps. It took me all day. This one, that stump over there that I was talking about was huge. You can see the mud, all the mud, but it was huge. It was so big that it wouldn't fit through this gate right here. And that gate's 10 foot wide. I had to break it on the side with the roots, and that's with the roots broken and cut, right? Like from the excavator. That's how big that stump was, and it's been dead for over 2 years. So to do all that with the Chinese Mini X's, I'm not saying it's impossible. You would have to just get out there every day. And then when you break something, you're fixing it. So if you're not good at mechanical stuff, it's not a machine for you. If you're not good at mechanical stuff but you can operate, this is the machine for you. The Bobcat is. If you're trying to do precise work like landscaping, site prep, all that stuff, this is the machine for you. Again, each one of them has their own functions. I would highly recommend anybody, no knock on any of the Chinese Mini X's right now. I guess it is a little knock, but I would highly recommend go look for a used Kubota, Bobcat, John Deere, like one of them small ones. You can usually find them on Marketplace for about $12,000 used. Yes, they've been beat up, rented out, whatever. But I bet you if you buy one of them and you compare it, longevity, work-wise, they're going to come out on top. You see all these comparisons. I know that one dude did it. I watched it, where that Chinese Mini X was lifting more. It was doing a little bit more than the Kubota. I think that's what they had out there. Both had their controls right here, the pilot controls. It was slower, but it did more. I bet you if you compared them, longevity-wise, just you could go with a month or two. And continuous work side by side, month or two, and then the Kubota, Bobcat, whatever, is gonna outperform that work-wise too. Because unless you get the Chinese Mini X's with the diesel, which I don't even know about them, but they just overheat. You're not gonna have that issue with these machines. If you do, something's probably super wrong with it. So 100%. If I could do it all over, just like my land, like if I could do it all over, I would get a tractor day one almost. If I could buy the Mini X all over again, 100% I would buy a used Bobcat. So hopefully that helps people out. I'm not going to go through this whole machine unless y'all want me to do a video on it. There's plenty of machines like, what's his name? Spicer Design. He's got a really good one. He's got the same model, the E35. He goes over all this stuff. Spicer Designs, you know, watch him. He goes all over the stuff, the machine guy, right? He goes over all the stuff. He even does a video of servicing out this, and his is super clean. So he's got like a nice little shop. Every piece of his equipment, to include his golf cart that it's just like mine, is super clean. That man must have OCD on equipment, because his cab's all nice and clean. Looks like he wears nice shoes in there. But anyways, yeah, go over to that channel, check it out. He does have the LCD screen. I just wasn't paying $6 for that. I felt like, other than the Bluetooth speakers, I felt like that's all you're really getting. I don't need to know all that. What I need to know is, Tim, stuff's wrong, right? Hours, stuff like that. So other than that, yeah, everything else is super simple. I'm gonna load the other bucket up with this tractor, lock this down, then I'll put the binders on it. Hopefully it ain't too shaky for you guys, and then we'll have it all loaded up for tomorrow. And then I might have to do some adjustment here, but other than that, that's pretty much it of this excavator, the trailer. That was super simple. I didn't even talk about that. That's how stupid simple it was, right? So the trailer was super simple to load, as you've seen. We came up. I was sliding a little bit, not gonna lie, the trailer kind of went back a little bit. Probably should have put some stuff in the back. It's super wet, as you guys see. I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, other than that, it did what it was supposed to do. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. All right, so got all loaded. Here comes Woody's for the introduction, or the outro, I should say. I put a strap here. I got to get another chain, but I also did it because I got the bucket on there, and then I strapped it, looped it through there. Going not too far, but like I said, I got these from Harbor Freight, aka Hobo Freight. They're all greasy a little bit. I had that oil machine on it, so I had to go get some gloves, but all in all, it's loaded. I put them on each side instead of through the loop. One, because I didn't want to crawl underneath there. Two, I bought the chains just for this. And three, I believe that's the way I seen it in a diagram. I don't read letter books too much, but but yeah, it's all strapped down. I put some chalk blocks underneath there, so you know, I didn't want it to roll after I leave it, but I don't think it's going anywhere. I should have already had them underneath there, to be honest with you. And see, I looped it through that little eyelid right there just to secure it. Probably going about 10 minutes down the road for this job. I try to keep it close. So more time on the road, the more money that costs me. And I don't do this full time, so it's still a little bit at a time. But yeah, everything went pretty smoothly other than my little hands couldn't grip it. I seen some of them come with the rubber on Amazon. I'll probably go get some of that rubber paint and just put them on there at Lowe's or wherever. Harbor Freight probably sells it, and then it'll equal out as much as I should have just bought the Amazon ones. I did see a dude, this is my first time having binders, but I'd seen a guy, he just bought a Kubota, I don't know what channel it was. I was watching yesterday and he was like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr." I guess they come where you can loosen and tighten them like that. That's pretty slick. But I got tired of the ratchet straps. These are great, these hold a lot, but when you're trying to do all this and these are dirty, muddy, whatever, they don't like to swing all the way out. You get your finger pinched in them, you get aggravated. So I wanted something where I can unloosen a little bit, take what I need to take off of, kind of have it in the same spot. When I load it, I'll just tighten them back down. I am going to put this model right here, the 1420, I think this is the 18-foot bed, overall length 26 feet, or overall bed length 20 feet. That's what it is. It's 16.4, so it's 20-foot bed. But if you got the 24-foot bed, it comes with toolbox. I don't know why this one doesn't. It should. I mean, you're buying an equipment trailer, so. Anyways, that's a different one. But I got a red toolbox. I was just gonna mount it. I almost bought one at Hobo Freight for a trailer, and I was like, I don't want to spend 150. I got a big red toolbox I'll put on the front. It's just to put them binders in. I don't leave my equipment overnight somewhere. Well, my trailers at least, so usually it's in my backyard. So hopefully nobody comes and knocks on my door and, you know, comes out here. But other than that, that about do it for this one. I will film tomorrow, and then you'll be able to see. I'm just digging a trench. This guy's got he's got a shop. I leveled out for him, and then he's already got the shop up, and he's trying to put electricity to it. I'm just digging that trench out, and then he can run the wire and stuff. I quoted him on everything, but he just wanted to do himself, which I hear that, but he doesn't want to dig, so we'll see what he's got. Hopefully it doesn't take me long. That's another reason why I went with that model, the boom swing, everything about it. It's a great little mini X. I think it's going to do a lot of work. It's already cleaned this all up, got that big root out. I cleaned up the sides of the pond. I moved them flowers, they're kind of coming back. I don't want to walk over there, it's all muddy, but you see that pile of green over there in the right corner? They're already starting to stand up. I moved them, they were right up here. Oh, there's a big copperhead. Look at that thing. Look at how big that is. See it? Could just be a water snake too, but yeah, buddy, that's a decent sized one right there. Anyways, my wife wanted to fish. She likes fishing, so I moved them over to there. And then well, we always got wildlife out here. There's a big old heron that comes. It was here yesterday. It eats all the fish and stuff. So, well, yeah, after all this water, it's moving all the creatures downstream. See if we can get a little closer. Yeah, I don't want to mess with you, dude. Look at him. Going over there. That's good to know. I got a path that goes around there, so they probably always lived here. It's just when they cleaned it out, they only got certain areas they can go now. So, but anyways, and the bad thing is I put grass seed down thinking it was only going to rain a little bit, and I'm sure it's all gone. So I'll put some more down. It was just the contractor stuff, so I'll put some more down probably today or tomorrow, and then hopefully get some grass growing here in a minute so it's not such a muddy area. But any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. Like I said, I've had this thing for about 2 weeks now. I've operated them before. If you guys got issues or concerns or whatever, let me know. Again, that Spicer Design, he does a whole review on it. It's all nice and pretty and clean in his shop, and he also does a service on it at the 50-hour mark, which was pretty cool. So I kind of know where the filters and stuff are at, so I would go check that channel out. I'm not going to do a whole rundown of it all, but you'll see it in action tomorrow. I'll dig this trench. Probably he's got a couple small trees. I'll just push them over like next to the shop. He didn't want them out when I leveled it, and now he wants them out. So we'll see. I'll look at it tomorrow, but hopefully y'all kind of enjoyed this. This is getting back to it once again. I'll try not to have the gap. I already got it set up in the cab, so I'm just gonna film, and then you guys can enjoy it like Let's Dig 18 or something like that, where it's just and then you fall asleep to it, wake up, and the pond's done. But we could do something like that, but I'll see. The biggest part is, like they always say, is the editing, and then that takes the longest. But we'll get this going. Hopefully I don't see any more snakes out here. All right, y'all have a good one.